Come on. Come on. I know you're there. Hello. Hello, hello. VOD watchers. Suddenly Spotify just decides to not do what it's supposed to. Oh, goodness. Hope any viewers out there are doing well whenever they happen to be watching. Tonight we're going to read... oh my god, it is lagging terribly, and I don't know why. What in the world? There we go. Now we're back. Anyway, we're gonna be reading issue 3 of Game Informer this evening. I don't know if we're gonna finish it or not. We'll see. Come on. There we go. Right there. I don't know why it's doing that. I have the entire playlist downloaded to the PC or the laptop, so I don't know why it's doing that. Tonight, once again, I'm drinking more Ruffino Moscato. Same bottle from last night. It was free. You know, not too worried about it. And it's very tasty. Oh boy. Okay. Let's get into it. Right off the bat, we've got fucking Faceball. Make their day with Faceball. Excuse me, Faceball 2000, which you can apparently play about 13 to 14 players using wired multiplayer. Uncle Derek of Stop Skeletons from Fighting did it himself. Well, not himself, but he had a lot of help, but still. He managed to do it with like 14 to 15 real people. But they only got the game running for like a couple of seconds before it crashed. And he found out that it's because the guy who programmed it in didn't actually test it, but he said feasibly it could work. But then, during a later interview with Derek, he's like... So I didn't try it, but I knew for sure it would work with 14, maybe 15, and the marketing department just sort of ran with it. And there was like one small coding error that prevented it from doing 15 players that he did not know was there. And with help from a friend, Derek got it working properly, and it was amazing. The smallest of victories, but it feels like the biggest of challenges. And it was a hell of a video to watch. I highly recommend it. The YouTube channel is called Stop Skeletons from Fighting. It's one of his more recent videos. Anyway, what's new? The 92 Consumer Electronics Show, introducing GI's Tech Talk. New game reviews, Faceball, Shatterhand, and RPM Racing. And there's the Lemmings. PC's hottest characters finally come to video. What the fuck are you talking about, dude? Lock and load, then rock and roll. What the fuck? The hand with the gun. That's funny as hell. We're gonna... Sorry, I need to... I need to minify it, and now I gotta wait for it to load. Look at how long this menu's taking to load. Good God. 100. Yep, I knew it. It was bound to happen. Also, these are not supposed to be here. Close. Okay, that's everything. Okay, what is this? Blast through incredible firefights in 11 deadly levels of 8 megabit mayhem. Rollin' Thunder 2, Namco's hot new sequel. They really like using the word hot in the 90s. It's the hot new thing. A hot new sequel to the arcade smash hit. Challenge the terrorists alone or hammer them with super agents Albatross and Layla together in 2-player simultaneous action. Passwords and unlimited continues keep the action rolling. Okay. Stalk big game? That's hilarious. Killer graphics will blow you away. Capture weapons for fierce firepower. This really just looks like a side-scrolling shoot-'em-up, and I really think it is. Rolling Thunder. Dear Game Informer. First off, it's the fan letter section. Okay. For the sake of time, we're gonna skip through that. There's the index, letter from the editor, Beth. Hell yeah, we love to see our 90s ladies in gaming. Ugh, I still hate saying that word. Las Vegas, the bright lights, the glitz and glamour, the town that never sleeps, and other stereotypical phrases that you could refer to Las Vegas as. What a perfect place for CES. The trade show for the fast-paced and exciting consumer electronics industry. From Nintendo of America's choreographed stage show. Wow, they've been doing that since the 90s, huh? Where are you? Okay, that's why. Choreographed stage show complete with flames and acrobatics, hilarious, to Sega's knockout media announcement featuring Evander Holyfield as he signed on for a new boxing cart for Genesis. Game Informer magazine was there, and we'll bring you an update of what we saw at CES, every gamer's dream and desire. Hilarious. Wipe the smile off this face. Oh my god. And maybe a few of your friends too. What a fucking weird... What weird innuendo? Wipe the smile off your friend's face. Like, that's weirdly violent, but hey, it was the 90s. Where things were starting to get especially edgy. I was born halfway through the 90s, so I wasn't around for the death of the 80s style 90s, and I was right at the age for the edgy emo end of the 90s into the 2000s. It was fucking awesome. Speaking of which, I just watched Super Butter Bun's video essay about the emo video games. It was I loved it. It felt so good to see images of emo culture that I had almost forgotten about. The scene hair. I don't think I actually knew anyone who had scene hair. Maybe like a few people that I didn't know personally, but I was in a crowd that was a mix of nerds and emo. So we all kind of got along in some sense. But I definitely listened to a lot of the bands that she mentioned in the video. I still listen to some of those. Are you kidding me? I still listen to Alisana. Definitely Pierce the Veil's first album. That's like the only one that I ever enjoyed. I tried Set the World on Fire, and after that I was just like, okay, whatever. Anyway, here's your chance to wipe the smiles off those annoying happy faces once and for all. Jesus LaCroix. In Faceball 2000, Have a Nice Day takes on a whole new meaning. In first-person perspective with 3D graphics and 360-degree maneuvering. Get into your Game Boy, and we mean into. God, the fucking verbiage in this in this magazine. We're getting peak 90s. Faceball 2000 is a new virtual reality. Woo! Goddamn. You don't just see your character, you are your character. Feel like you're actually inside your Game Boy as you move through cyberscape's more than 70 treacherous mazes. Or the arena in fast-paced rounds of high-tech combat. Jesus, they're floating faces in a maze. Calm down. They really had to hype it up in order for people to actually give a shit. Like, what is with Cyberscape inside your Game Boy? You are your character. I don't know. It feels like they're trying way too hard, but they may have been. Bring your friends along. Sure, you can take on the Similoids alone, but with your Game Link cable for 4-player adapter, those faces can belong to your friends. Play 1-on-1, 2 against 2, or free for all. Jesus. Pay cash money sign to play together. Don't miss your chance to get up to $5 back with our multiplayer rebate. You'll find all the info inside your Faceball 2000 package when you open it up for the game of your life. But hurry, some of your friends might be buying Faceball 2000 right now, and you'll never know. It's the fear of missing out. For fuck's sake. If they get in too much practice without you, the smile that gets wiped might be your own. But why would that happen? You're the main character of your life. Everyone else is just side characters. I guarantee you there are plenty of people out there who feel like they're the main character of their life. But whew, that's a sad mindset to have. Good lordy. Oh boy. GameTech's InfoGenius system. Let your fingers do the walking. Let's see. What is this about? InfoGenius. Oh, it's a learning language software. And a travel guide, spell checker, personal organizer. That's weird. Thanks to today's technology, the world gets smaller and the pace of society gets faster. We have become a very transient bunch of people. Just stop by the nearest airport or train station and you'll see more students and business people on the go than ever before. And with all the hustle and bustle comes all the hassle and bustle of travel. You need a quick way to find out where to stay, where to go, and what to do. How do you convert dollars into the national currency? How many miles is it to the next town if it's 23 kilometers? And how do you ask a simple question if you don't speak the local language? Whether it's traveling for business, school, or pleasure, GameTech has discovered a new way to put the ease back into globetrotting. You can't spell ease with globetrotting, dude. Their InfoGenius system puts all the answers right in the palm of your hand. InfoGenius provides a quick way to use your Game Boy as a time-saving reference tool. Yeah, wow, InfoGenius. Oh, Jesus. Rick the Video Ranger. Andy the Game Dandy. I look like I'm older than him right now. If I were 31 and I looked at him from this time period, I feel like I'd be older than him. Marianne the Game Master, Ed the Video Wizard. Says the guy who's still using the Power Glove in 1993 or 92. Dude, that thing sucked. Why the hell do you... whatever. There's the NES Advantage that the Ghostbusters used in Ghostbusters 2. Our game consultants rate each game on a scale from 1 to 10. Doubt it. No, actually, I think they do. 10 being the best. Games are rated in the following areas: concept, graphics / animation, sound, playability, I don't know what playability means, and overall entertainment value. Specific details can be found within each review. Hey, wow. They've actually turned it into like a... what do you call it? like a graph, a quick graph that you can reference, but like the bottom line. Galaxy Force. Lemmings got a 9.0. We'll got a 6 RPM Racing. I'm looking for like bad reviews that aged like milk. God, I love those. PC's wackiest character finally make it to video. What does that mean? What do you mean make it to video? Adorable yet incredibly stupid furry creatures. They're not furry. They have heads of hair. Without your help, they have no chance for survival. This definition may make you think of your pet, your kids, what? Maybe even a friend or two. Furry creatures is not how I would describe children, my friends, or like any other human. Weird. But what it best describes are the title characters of a new game by Sunsoft for SNES. Lemmings is just one of the newest carts to make the transfer from PC. Okay, so it's the SNES port of Lemmings. The fuck do they mean make it to video? That's real fucking weird. Make it to video, Jesus. Yep, scored very sound. Oh boy. Get ready for by Ed the Video Wizard. Get ready for a game that is different from all others. I mean, yeah, I guess they didn't really have Lemmings type games back then before this. I'm not sure. All others. Lemmings is an adventure puzzle. If you like a game in which you have to think fast, this is one not to be passed by. The Game Master. I don't know if this is supposed to be yellow or if it's due to sun damage or if there was just a printing error, because Lemmings are definitely supposed to be green hair and blue sort of dress, but it looks like the colors shifted specifically on this title, so it may have been a printing error, because if we go back to the title page, we will see the blue and the green that looks like it's fading into yellow, but again, that may just be due to deterioration over time, a printing error, or some form of both. Who knows? Alright, let's see here. Yeah, see, look. Green. I don't know why the fuck I keep doing that. Blue and green. Jesus. Lemmings is unreal. Yeah, that sure is a fucking thing you said. Oh, wait. Have I already done this? No way, right? I hope not. John Madden. I may have already done this one. John Madden. Let me check the VOD. Because I still got the VOD from several weeks ago. So we will check and see if I accidentally goofed. If I did, at least we didn't get too far. Arcade Smash comes to Genesis. Let's see. I'm looking through, making sure. Yeah, because this one talked about mercs. Okay, yeah, it's just the same ad in a different issue. Going back further. Come on. Yeah, before that one was a baseball game. But before this... Oh my god. Laptop, come on now. Get with it. Yeah, it's Lemmings before. Okay, yeah, so they just put the same ad in 2 different issues about the quote-unquote realistic simulator of a rocket launch. Rocket launcher. Let's see, John Madden 92. 8? Wow. If you're into sports games, this is your thing. Wow, damn, Andy. Nothing much new, but tried and true. Yep, huge improvement to the graphics. Very similar to the first John Madden. Oh, it's gonna be similar to the others for about 30 years to come, buddy. Hut. Marianne. Hut does not explain why you gave the concept a 7 out of 10. Please do better. Oh my god. Joe Montaigne. 2. Sports Talk Football. This game really speaks to you. I mean, granted, this was before voice acting was super common in games. Sports Talk Review. Whoa, CES, every gamer's ultimate dreams and desires. Yo, they got the fucking alien. They got the fucking alien. Was it? What is it? Oh yeah, Mouse calls it an alien. Oh, I love it. Absolute entertainment. Featured a game titled Super Battle Tank: The Gulf War for SNES. War simulation. Has a slew of racing games. Acclaim is in the works. Ferrari Grand Prix from Acclaim. George Foreman's boxing. Wow. TV's favorite primetime cartoon into more homes with The Simpsons for SNES. Oh god. Krusty's Funhouse for NES. Oh god. What else did they announce this year? Put you behind the wheel of a Porsche, Ferrari, or Lamborghini and test drive. Activision show... Oh wait. One of the forerunners of the video game world, Activision shows they're here to stay with the NES title Ultimate Air Combat. Newer license AM Softworks makes its way into the market with Mutant Virus and Power Punch. I have not heard of any of these. Wow. Hey, Yeast! Following the popular Wanderers from Yeast 3 for SNES, American Sammy has more good news for RPGers. RPGers, oh my god. Might and Magic will be out for NES with the SNES version. Might and Magic 2 expected by June. Other RPG titles in progress are Legend and Ninja Taro for Game Boy, Magic Candle World, and Battle Blade for SNES. Arena is bringing box office hits to Genesis for Acclaim, and the graphics will startle you. Predator 2 and Alien 3 are expected in September, with a handheld version of Alien 3 to follow. I guess that's what this was. It's like a screenshot of the original, of the home port version of Alien, not the handheld. I don't know. ASCII Entertainment introduces Wizardry 2, damn, to NES this March. It will be followed this fall by Wizardry 5. Damn, how many entries in the Wizardry series are there? Atlas has a trip down memory lane planned for us. For those cartoon buffs who remember Dastardly and Penelope Pitstop, they make appearances in this spring's NES title Wacky Races. Oh, wow, I forgot they made a Wacky Races NES game. Featuring Muttley. Bandai America was busy working in April release for Ultimate Journey. Toxic Crusaders. I'm looking for games that I actually recognize, because it's not, none of these are ringing a bell except for, like, I've heard of Yeast, and I've played the Yeast the Oath and Falgana, but I don't remember if that's like a remake of the original or what. I need to actually look up the different versions and titles for Yeast so I know which one I'm playing, unless they're like the Final Fantasy series in which there's no continuing story, in which case I'll have to learn which one is which, because I don't want to accidentally buy the same game multiple times. Chimerica's booth featuring Micro Machines. Hey, I've seen Micro Machines. It's like a top-down racer. Oh God, bless you, Toby. I love him and his leitmotifs. Let's see, they're anticipating the release of their 4-in-1 carts, Quattro Sports, Quattro Adventure. What the fuck? Capcom USA is very busy developing Snow Bros. Not familiar with that one. Mega Man 2, okay. The Little Mermaid, weird. Tailspin, Darkwing Duck, and Gargoyle's Quest are just a few. Jesus, man, they had too much on their damn plate. Their upcoming version of Street Fighter 2 already has SNESers. Ew, SNESers excited. Okay, so this was around the time the SNES port of Street Fighter 2 came out. Culture Brain will be bringing the game Fighting Simulator. Ew. Ready to introduce Joe and Mac. I remember Joe and Mac. To the Game Boy, whoa. And NES, along with Two Crude Dudes. What a name! Two Crude Dudes. I think the Game Grumps played that at one point. It's ringing a bell, hold on. No, they didn't. Okay. Are you a bad enough dude? Oh, Gortness. Okay. Electro Brain. Big plans for the NES with Ghoul School. Scooby-Doo in the Ghoul School? Search for Dr. Livingston. Mousetrap Hotel. Oh my god, Jordan versus Bird. Oh my god. That fucking stupid ass bit that Aaron kept trying to do for that fucking one-off. Let me just get this grape off the ground. I think there's a hold on, there's a grape over here. Let me just get this grape off the ground. That's so dumb. Oh my god. Also bring you the SG version of Where in Time is Carmen Sandiego. The RPG Black Crypt, never heard of that. Desert Strike, nope. NBA Playoffs. PGA Tour Golf. Shrek Golf! I asked for this? Oh my god, there's so much. Let me just like look at the ones that let me just look at the game devs I actually recognize. Hudson Soft, Super Adventure Island, I remember that one. Interplay showed innovation with a new 4-in-1 pack for Game Boy. Weird. Cinematographic conversion of the PC game Out of This World. Hey. Okay, so this was around the time when Interplay's Out of the SNES port of Out of This World showed up. The Return of the Jedi SNES. Kaneko. Konami will make Sewer Watchers happy by announcing TMNT 3 for NES. Ew. Not LJN. Namco is releasing Splatterhouse 2 and Rollin' Thunder 2. Splatterhouse, hey. Ocean. Fucking Darkman. I forgot about Darkman. Parker Brothers. God damn it. Okay, let's see. Renovation. Sales. CD-ROM. Everyone buzzing about their special guest, Evander Hull. Oh yeah, for that boxing, the boxing game. THQ brings their NES hit Pit Fighter to SNES, and the handheld. Let's see. Most of those developers and publishers aren't around anymore. What the fuck? Nintendo World Champion. Hell yeah, brother. Thor Ackerland. Go for gold, racing competition, tense action, challenging adventure, and just great fun are available in Camerica's Gold Series games, setting new standards in gameplay. Micro Machines. Fantastic Adventures of Dizzy. It is not a role-playing cartoon adventure game, dude. Rumors and news. Let's see. Soon try their hand for the 16-bit format. Acclaim announced their agreement with Sega of America to begin marketing and distributing software for Sega Genesis and handheld Game Gear systems. What the fuck? Oh my god. Oh yeah, so rumors. Oh my god, yes. Rumor has it that there's a new Mario coming on the scene for you die-hard 8-bit Nintendo fans. We've heard whisperings that Super Mario 4 for the original NES will be out sometime in '92. Oh my god, the fucking idiots. No confirmation from Nintendo yet, but we'll keep our ear... Why would you even... Oh god. This was before games journalism really hit its stride of, like, actually telling the truth. Although, who knows? I haven't actually read many video game magazines or articles, so this may be standard practice. Yeah, you, my love. Oh goodness, Nintendo joins the race for CD-ROM. Nintendo of America used the stage of the January Consumer Electronics Show to announce its plan to release a compact disc for the Super Nintendo system. Oh yeah, they did do that. I don't know if it ever came out, but they absolutely did that. Let me actually double check if they were planning on it, or if it ever came out for like 2 seconds, or if they planned it but they canceled it. Yeah, the Super NES CD-ROM. It was a series of unreleased devices. Yes. Okay, so they never developed it, or they never released it. Oh, that's right. It was a collaborative effort with Sony. That's right. I forgot about that. It's what birthed the PlayStation. By January of '93, that didn't happen. They planned to use the CD-ROM XA technology developed by Philips Consumer Electronics. The discs would work on the SNES CD only, but plans to use a bridge format, making them compatible with Philips CD Interactive. Okay, so the CDI was out around this time. Or it was about to be. Okay. So the deal with Sony fell through around this time, because this magazine's talking about Philips. Which is very interesting. One possible solution. For those of you who are having trouble getting certain games to play on your new Genesis, many readers wrote in with a possible solution. They recommend putting in a cart that does work and removing it without shutting off the system. Then place the cart you're having difficulty with into the deck while it's still on. Due to the warning in the Genesis system manual that states that this procedure may damage your system, we cannot recommend this as the best. Then why did you publish this? Why would you publish this? I guarantee you some kid broke their game because they didn't read all the way down, because these assholes just published this. Ugh. Hate that. Accolade/ballistic takes on Sega. Last fall found Sega of America facing off against Accolade in a trademark infringement suit. Accolade has answered that suit by filing one of their own. It all began when Accolade, a leading developer and marketer of entertainment software for Nintendo, NEC, and the IBM Macintosh and Amiga computers, found a way to develop and manufacture Genesis-compatible software without the assistance of Sega. Sega retaliated by modifying the Genesis system slightly with an automatic message which states that all compatible game cartridges are produced by or under license from Sega Enterprise Ltd. The first of these updated decks was shipped in September of '91. The countersuit from Accolade states that this message is untrue, unfair by leading consumers to believe that Sega, not Accolade, is responsible for the creation of the ballistic software. The suit also seeks recovery for restraint of trade, trademark infringement, and unfair business practices. Accolade alleges that since they began creating Genesis-compatible software, Sega has pressured retailers and distributors against purchasing video carts from Accolade. The allegations go on to charge that Sega has also pressured companies that supply Accolade, resulting in a temporary halt in deliveries from Fujitsu and NEC, two of the semiconductor manufacturers that supply Accolade with ROM components. Accolade, currently the only independent creator of Genesis-compatible game carts, also claims that Sega has pressured, that was a typo in the magazine, members in the area of game development against doing business with Accolade. Alan Miller, chairman and chief executive officer of Accolade, argues that the ballistic carts are not in violation of any intellectual property rights of Sega or its third-party licenses. Accolade will continue to develop, manufacture, and sell its products in the tradition of American independence and free enterprise, Miller concluded. Sega could not be reached for comment. Of course they could. Put the power in your hands with Shatterhand. Sounds like God Hand. What is this game? I've never actually heard of it. Let me take you back to the 1970s. That's a terrible way to start a review. Or a description. You and your family were sitting around the television after dinner just watching for the next episode of The $6 Million Man. The title character was a heroic pilot pulled from sure death in a tragic air crash. His limbs, beyond repair, were replaced with cybernetic prosthetics that gave him some exceptional powers with which to conquer the evil forces of the world. What kid didn't dream of sporting their own prosthetics, making them capable of superhuman strength? Shatterhand, new from Jalico for your Nintendo system, makes all those dreams come true. The year is 2030, and the replacement of missing limbs with cybernetic devices is a medical reality. Working on a top-secret military project, a group of these scientists have developed military uses for this technology. But as with any good versus evil battle, power has gone to the heads of a small portion of these medical minds. Under the leadership of General Grover, they secretly create an army of cyborg soldiers known as the Metal Command to carry out their plans of world domination. Isn't that just the way? A Law & Order Regulatory Division, LORD, is formed to fight the Metal Command, but they express the fact that they will, in fact, never be royals. I'm sorry, it just popped. As soon as I saw the acronym LORD, I was like, like the pop star. Okay, I'm gonna refresh my. Oh my god, I forgot the freaking Moscato. I'm gonna refresh my Moscato. Jesus. I am not inebriated. There we go. That's the last of it. That was good. Good stuff. I'm gonna touch the bottle to the microphone. There we go. How's that for ASMR? Okay. That'll come in. They have developed a special pair of cyborg hands, capable of shattering metal, the strongest hands in the world. Now they just need to find a willing recipient. Circle of hands, cold spirits land. That's a great song. Circle of Hands by Uriah Heep. Enter the ambitious Bronx police officer, Steve Herman. That's a action hero name if I've ever heard one. During an altercation, I hate it when it splits up words like that. During an altercation with a couple of Metal Command cyborgs, Steve is left for dead with crushed limbs and splintered hands. You can guess the rest. Lord now has a recipient that not only qualifies for the transplant, but has the personal motivation to get the job done. As Shatterhand, Steve has one assignment: to battle and defeat the Metal Command and their mechanized troops. In your quest to seek and destroy, that's a great song. General Grove, oh my god, the little curve on that capital G is almost non-existent. It looks like a C. General Grover, you must defeat hordes of cyborg and biomechanical enemies with your punch as your primary instrument of attack and defense. You will also be aided by 8 satellite robots that fly above you. You obtain these helpers by collecting various combinations of alpha-beta letters. Each robot features a different weapon, ranging from bouncing balls to laser beams to grenades. Yeah, to grenades. When you collect identical combinations of letters, you gain temporary invincibility. Be sure to collect all gold coins along the route, as the power-ups you find will cost you. Because that's what's needed in the face of world domination. Capitalism. Your search for General Grover will take Shatterhand through the refinery filtration plant, submarine, ravaged city, anti-gravity research center, and finally to the Missile Command area for the final showdown. Each of these 7 stages is comprised of 2 levels, 14 action-packed confrontations and hours of metal-crushing fun, while you clean up the streets of New York. If RoboCop is right up your alley, try your hand at Shatterhand. Get those greasy sausage links on Shatterhand. That's one of my favorite fucking ways to say fingers is greasy sausage links. With anyone. I even do it with myself. I even say it for myself. very funny. Okay. What did Ed the video was it think about it? Now that you finished RoboCop, what do? You try your hand at Shatterhand. Okay, he clearly came up with the fucking tagline, try your hand at Shatterhand. Sorry, pun intended. That's not a pun. There's no pun, you just said the word hand twice. There's no pun. Don't say there's a pun when there isn't one. Here's a shoot 'em up with a nice twist, so it is a side-scrolling shoot 'em up. Weird. He's called Shatterhand, and yet he wields guns. The fuck? This game scrolls both vertically and horizontally. The title character, Steve Herman, aka Shatterhand, moves quickly and smoothly, making for great gameplay. It feels like he just rattled off a bunch of gobbledygook and was like, it makes for great gameplay. Like, what do you mean? I don't know. Easy to understand and play, the main character is easy to control, and the movement is smooth as the levels unfold. I got a kick out of this game. You get to collect different icons to give you various abilities, collect enough of them, and score yourself some temporary invincibility. Yeah, like, it feels like a generic side-scrolling shoot-'em-up. What about Rick? He gave it a 6. He did not care for it. Another fighting to save the world concept with power-ups. The new angle here is the cybernetic super strong hand. Yep. Above average appearance. Could use a bit more color. Fuck off, dude. You're playing on CRTs. Nice large. For all I know, you could have been playing on a shitty-ass CRT that didn't render color that well. Look at those screenshots. Those colors look pretty vibrant. Unless you mean the backgrounds, in which case, what the fuck are you supposed to put there? There's nothing here that stands out. Easy to operate. The best thing about Shatterhand is the no-nonsense fighting style. Is it a shoot-'em-up or are you fighting? Which is it, y'all? Damn, Marianne loved this game. Swing. When I played Contra and Super Contra, I doubted that any Nintendo game could beat the fun. Shatterhand blows the whole idea of Contra to the moon. Alright, Marianne, that's what we're talking about. Some positivity. I am a happy camper. The graphics are unbelievable. Now, that's what I like to see. An 8-bit game with 16-bit quality graphics. I don't think that's actually how that works. It totally looks like a mini SNES game featuring Unreal. Featuring a Unreal body flow from standing to jumping to clutching onto the mesh fence. Featuring a Unreal body flow. Man, I gotta tell you, that body flow is unreal. What does that mean? Holy crap. Faceball. Man, they're really harkening back to the 70s with both of these games. The first one talks about the 70s. Let me take it back to the 70s. Remember the big yellow smiley faces of the 1970s that popped up everywhere, sporting the slogan, "Have a nice day"? That's crazy. Oh, I suddenly got that reference from Forrest Gump. Wow. The fucking... Oh, the scene where he's running just to run, and everyone's inspired by him. And this one guy is like, that's the scene where he's like, he wanted to design for a t-shirt company, but he couldn't draw that well. And then like, Forrest gets mud splashed on him, and he hands him a yellow shirt. He's like, "Here, take this one. No one likes that color anyways." And then he wipes his face. He hands it back to him and he opens it up and it's like the perfect smiley face. And then you hear Forrest go, "Have a nice day." And like, oh my god. And then in the 90s, people were starting to hate it. Remember how irritating they could be? There it is. Here comes your opportunity to wipe the smile right off their faces. Man, they really got as much mileage as they could with that slogan. Wipe the smile right off their faces. Hoo boy. This new Game Boy cart from Bulletproof Software gives us something completely different. Imagine a combination of tag and splat ball, all surrounded by a world of 3D mazes viewed from the first-person perspective. And if that's not enough, imagine so many options. It's like having several different games in a single cart. This is Faceball 2000. In Faceball, you enter a computer-generated world in the form of a holographically assisted physical pattern yielded for active computerized embarkment. Happy face. That's cool. Your mission, to work your way through the mazes without getting killed. As this smiling ball, you can do it alone, team up with, or go against one of your friends. Break into smaller teams for 1-on-2 or 2-on-2. Once you've picked from one of 4 faces, you must decide which type of game you wish to play. Arena or Cyberscape. Whichever style of play you choose, you can set, I think. That must be either a printing error or damage from time. You can set the level of difficulty from 6 pre-settings. Very easy, average, hard, very hard, and radical. Ad break at about 52 seconds. If those aren't tough enough for you, try the custom level and design your own combination of opponents. Be careful, Smiloids come in many shapes, each with their own strengths and weaknesses. Within the walls of these mazes, you'll encounter shoot me, I shoot you, turkeys, gremlins, and bouncers. Just to name a few. The Bouncer. Arena-style play allows you to compete against other players for the computer's smiloids in the maze of your choice. You can work alone or break down into teams against the computer-controlled faces, or have a blast battling against each other in a chaotic free-for-all. The first player to make 10 tags wins. Cyberscape can best be described as a computer-generated obstacle course, full of secret doors, pods full of clues, prizes and power-ups, hidden warp zones, and of course, an army of Smiloids. Here you'll find more than 70 levels to challenge your intellect and reflexes. Find the next door to each maze in order to continue to the next level. This may be easier said than done, as doors can be disguised to look like walls, become invisible, or may be unstable and warp you deeper within the maze. Defeat these and face the Master Smiloid, but all this must be done against the clock that is counting down your time. You can go it alone or get a little help from your friends, like the Beatles, with the multiple player hookup. I swear they just threw that in there because, hey, some people still like the Beatles, right? You think you can handle it? This cart will have you jumping right out of your chair into the action. With Faceball 2000, the choices are endless. The only thing that's sure is you won't be able to put it down. But since it's on Game Boy, you won't have to. One more thing, have a nice day. Okay. That was ridiculous. There's the ad break. Good evening, VOD watchers. Hope y'all are doing well. I finally have the opportunity to play Magic this Friday. I think I mentioned that yesterday. Whoops. But I'm just excited about it. Oh, stretches. Oof. That's definitely one thing. Talking to myself. And thinking to myself, I think. I don't know. But, yeah. Oh, boy. No work this week. I requested a full week break from retail to prepare for getting back into the substitute teaching jobs, which I've already got 2 lined up for next week, Thursday, Friday. It's already a good start. I'm hoping someone can give me a Tuesday, a Monday or a Tuesday. Let's hope. Because I'll be back in it. And I cannot afford to cancel any jobs. I need me that consistent 3 days a week. I've always hated bottles that have the divot in the bottom, where like if you turn the bottle upside down, there's like a dip, and right side up, it's like a big old bulge in the bottom. And as far as I'm aware, that's literally just for shrinkflation. It's however much that is amount less that they put in the bottle, and that is infuriating. Hate that. Okay, we're back. Let's look at some of these reviews for Faceball. They seem to be favorable overall. Wow. 9s, 8.75, and a 9. Load, please. Thank you. Rick gave it a 9. The Video Ranger. Marianne gave it an 8.75. Simple but perfect. Do you know what the definition of perfect is, Marianne? Because it's not 8.5. If it was perfect, you would have given it a 10. Why did you use the word perfect? Just saying. Excellent 3D effect. Cute competitors. Are you a turkey or a gremlin? Just crop that. Just crop out that line right there. Excuse me. Crop out that line right there. Are you a turkey or a gremlin? I love that. I'm not a fool. You're a turkey. Sound jazzy. But I still don't know what the fuck playability means. Pick from 4 different faces or be the same as your opponents. Pair that with a host of mazes. And your choice between 1 to 4 players, and you've got a new, more challenging game each time. So yeah, it looks like they don't. This issue of Game Informer does not mention the 14 to 15 player multiplayer. This must have come a little bit later. Ooh, give it a 6 for the sound. The sound is entertaining, but be aware if you're playing with 2 or more players, you will never hear the music over the play suggestions. You'll be shouting back and forth to each other. Jesus. Oh yeah, Morrowind. Jewel Master. Discover the powers of the elements. Alright, let's see what this one's about. Enter the Kingdom of Mythgard, a peaceful and prosperous place. That is, until the arrival of the Demon King, Jardine the Mad, who began smashing and slashing his way through the land. The 12 Masters of the Elements rose up in an effort to put Jardine out of business, after a fierce and blood-spilling battle that you will never see. Only 4 of the Masters remained. Now they have pooled their powers into a powerful weapon known as the Holy Blade, in anticipation of the final showdown. You have been chosen to fight your way through evil and mysterious places, seeking out the Demon King and, with the aid of the Holy Blade, rhyme, defeating him at last. To test your wisdom, test your wisdom, as well as your might. Hey, you must find the necessary weapons to defeat Jardin's wicked legions along your journey. Every time I see that name, I think of one thing. Jardin, 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 Jardin. I'm begging of you, please don't smash my town. Jardin, 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 Jardin. Please don't smash it even though you can. Was that dumb? Absolutely. But did I have fun doing it? You're damn right I did. That was fucking fantastic. The old masters demonstrating that age is not always a sign of wisdom have recklessly left rings set with magical jewels throughout the land. Is that what the game developers told you? These jewels possess the powers of fire, water, wind, earth, and heart, enabling you to defeat your adversaries. But take care that you find them before Jardin's troops can. Your travels will take you through 4 demanding stages, preparing you to face the evil Demon King and his castle in Stage 5. You'll face enemies like trolls, bowling fish, and the wicked tiger in the dark forests of Stage 1. Travel across the dunes of Stage 2, dodging huge sandworms and skeletons, only to encounter poisonous moths and the firebird once you return to civilization. Stage 3 finds you in a dark and frozen wasteland, up against the forces of diving bats, crystal faces, and the heavily armored King Turtle. If you are wise enough to make it to Stage 4, you must conquer gargoyles, rock faces, and the Dragon King. The Dragon King, the Demon King's long-term friend, and they were roommates. Then you face your toughest challenge yet, destroying Jardin, and the troops of skeleton knights that protect him. You began your journey with 2 rings, the least powerful spells of fire and water. Seek out 10 more rings along the way to capture the more potent powers of the elements, such as earthquakes, firewalls, ice daggers, and the holy blood that you will need to defeat Jardin. You will also find your trapped fairies. Find 4 trapped fairies, rescue them to add extra units to your life gauge. This one-player cart for Genesis features 3 levels of difficulty and control options, so anyone can show their stuff against the evil Demon King. To become the Jewel Master, plan your strategy of warfare by the combination of jewels you choose. Battle your way through the fierce series of exciting confrontations, full of fire and power. If you loved Altered Beast, try your hand at Jewel Master. Ooh. Ed did not like Jewel Master. This cart's very similar to many games on the market right now. It appears to be an extension of Altered Beast. What do you mean extension? I don't think you used that word right. The graphics got a 6, damn. The movements of the characters are what you'd expect, smooth and relatively graceful. That sounds fine. The backgrounds are interesting to watch, but I have seen better, thus it scores an average mark. I guess, but 6 isn't really average. Well, I guess 6 was average back in the day, but 7 is more average than 6. Sound. For young players just getting into the system, the effects work. I think the more advanced players may find it a little monotonous. What does that mean? You gotta tell me what you're referencing, other than just the whole game. Playability is a 7. From the word go, this game was easy to read and follow, and the characters are easy to destroy. That sounds great to me. Again, this may not provide much challenge for more experienced players. Perhaps some diversity of difficulty was in order here. There is diverse difficulty. What the fuck are you talking about? There's 3 levels of difficulty. This fucker did not even try. What the fuck are you talking about? I love I love that they put the section of him complaining about levels of diversity and difficulty, wanting diversity and difficulty, and right next to it, it says the one-player cart for Genesis features 3 levels of difficulty and control options. Like, oh my god. Ed, were you strapped for time, buddy? Did you not know? Why didn't anyone tell him? I mean, he may not have had the manual, but like, still, oh my god, someone had to write this, this op-ed? I don't know if it's an op-ed, but no, this game description, someone had to write it. Holy shit. That's ridiculous. Hell yeah, Marianne got my back with the more favorable review. What about the other guy? Whew. Rick, how fucking dare you? All you Altered Beast fans will be very happy to see this card. Yes, see, like, games feeling like other games is not a bad thing. I don't know why so many people are like, this game's like that other thing, so it's not good. Like, fuck you, dude. That's a terrible way to review games. It's like, oh, look, this person's hair is also blonde. They're not, then that means they're bad. Like, could you imagine if we tried to apply that same logic to other things? It's so stupid. Graphics are an 8. Even the graphics are very similar to Altered Beast, so much so that for a moment you may think you have grabbed the wrong cart. Now she's leaning a little bit too far into it. You've heard it before, but it works. Oh my god. It will keep you busy. Too bad it isn't a 2-player. I loved Altered Beast, and this card is great fun too. The jewel collection of weapons and their arrangements add a lot of uniqueness to this game. Hell yeah. I love that art. That art's fucking rad. Capture the power of the gems. You possess the power of the glow. Alright, Rick. What are you whining about in this one? Typical shoot and destroy cart, but with the added option of mix and match power rings. This element enhances the enjoyment and keeps even the advanced player on their thumbs. Ew, that's so dumb. You can just say on their toes. Graphics got a 6. The enemies and backgrounds of this game rate a 7 for their strong and detailed appearance. The drawback is the animation of your Jewel Master, which tends to be stiff. Very weird. There's a nice variety of sounds, but none that you would wish to write home about. So I guess in this time period, 6 is the average instead of 7. Playability. Jewel Master is relatively simple to control. The challenge is easy at first, but definitely gets tougher as you go along. I recommend an auto-fire button with this one. Who are you referring to when you make that recommendation? Are you referring that the devs somehow go back and change it? Because this was decades before update patches. Jesus Christ. 6.5. Jewel Master has several things going for it. The bosses are unique, the ring combinations make you think, and there is plenty of action. I guess that's average? That sounds like a 7 to an 8 to me. Nintendo's 16-bit system, but what puts the Super in the new NES? Okay, so this was a year into the Super Nintendo's lifespan. Company of NECs, TurboGrafx 16. So this is just a big old love letter to the SNES. Radical Psycho Machine Racing. These tracks really eat 'em up. And we'll eat 'em, beat 'em, beat 'em, beat 'em, beat 'em, beat 'em, beat 'em. You and me should go outside and eat 'em, beat 'em, beat 'em, beat 'em, beat 'em, beat 'em. All pathetic, life-waving, ignorant kicks. And we'll eat 'em, beat 'em, beat 'em, beat 'em, beat 'em, beat 'em. That's a great song. Come join the cause, come join the cause. Who wants to come with me and come join the cause? Hide in the sky, hide in the sky. Who wants to come with me and hide in the sky? I wish I could remember what the name of that song was. It's great. It's from their last 2 albums. Either Hypnotize or Mesmerize. I don't remember which one it is. It came out around the same time, like a month apart, I believe. Radical Psycho Machine. All right. Is there another reference to the 70s? Although now that I think about it, the last one didn't have any reference to the 70s either. All right. You've just spent the last hour and a half sitting on the freeway during rush hour. Some geek rear-ended you when he was following too close, and traffic came to a halt. You got behind a car full of women, doing 40 miles per hour because they were more interested in gabbing than driving. Sexism in the 90s. It was rampant. After sitting in bumper-to-bumper traffic through road construction, some idiot raced up the closed lane and cut you off just in front of the barricade, and just as you rounded the corner of your block, you got nailed with a ticket for not coming to a complete stop. You are not a happy camper. If traffic, road construction, winter driving, and stupid people with licenses, because I guess in this time, female drivers counted as stupid, but I don't... This entire article was not meant to have layers, but it's got layers. Let's see. This game is like no other. Wait. Winter driving and stupid people with licenses have you down. Interplay has come up with the perfect remedy for the Super Nintendo. Radical Psycho Machine Racing. RPM Racing. Oh, okay. This game is like no other racing game card before its time. You can drive as fast as you like, or as fast as the game lets you go, presumably, without ever getting a ticket. That's most racing games. What are you talking about? You can totally design both your track and the car that you race with, but the best part is bumping your competition off the road by using every weapon and dirty trick in the book. This revenge is truly sweet. Someone is airing out their grievances. RPM Racing features 24 levels of competition, each with between 2 and 8 different tracks. This game has something for racers with any amount of skill. But if that's not enough, then there is a custom mode that allows you to design your own tracks, complete with jumps, ramps, same thing, intersections, ice patches, you name it. As long as what you name are one of those 3.5 things we just mentioned. I say and a half because jumps and ramps are the same thing. Race against the computer or add a friend with the 2-player option, which thing and... Wait, oh my god. Race against the computer or add a friend with the 2-player option and watch things really get interesting. A split screen allows you to track the computer-operated cars or gives both players a perspective from their own spot on the track. But now let's look at what this game is really about. We all love the demolition derby and the monster truck rallies. Why? We just love all those crashes. Although I would argue monster truck rallies don't have crashes. They just drive over cars. Semantics. And this game is full of them. Aside from the sharp turns, ice patches, and oil slicks, you can equip your racing machine with nitroglycerin, landmines, and a host of other nasty toys. Tailgating should be done at your own risk. You begin the game with enough money to buy a basic vehicle and pay the entrance fee to the first race. The top 2 finishers will be awarded big money that can be used to purchase meaner machines. custom parts and pay the steeper licensing and entrance fees of the upper level races. If you don't finish in first or second place, you can repeat a level or drop back to a lower track and earn enough money to advance. If money gets really tight, you can always return to the auto body shop and sell back parts or for half of what you paid for them. This cart will take some practice and strategy, but lucky for you, there's a game-save feature. Get to know your tracks and your vehicles well because there's a damage meter. When you car hits 0, you had better have a fire extinguisher handy. So the next time everyday driving gets to you, radical psycho machine racing from Interplay, getting behind the wheel may never be the same. Jesus, that was enough sexism and machismo to last the entirety of the 90s. Oh boy. Whew. Mary Ann did not like this game. Beaut of an idea. Building your own tracks adds a lot to the basic race game. But that constitutes average? I would imagine that adds points. Because where do they start, I wonder? Where does their rating start, and what adds and decreases points to their rating? Because presumably you'd want to start right in the middle at 5. And then add and take away aspects as you see them. But I don't know, that's just me. I really hope they didn't have their opinions formed before they even played it and then just like wouldn't change it afterwards. That would suck. The beginning of the game is very well done, extremely crisp, brilliant, and detailed, exactly what I would normally give a 10. However, I felt that the game itself lacked what the intro promised. The actual backgrounds and action were flatter than I expected. This is why you don't go in with any expectations! Now, she does mention that, let's see, what is it? Lacked what the intro promised. Now, I wonder what the intro looked like. Because if it was just gameplay footage, then you have no excuse. But if they showed you like an FMV, you still have no excuse. Because it's a fucking FMV. I don't know. Here again, we have average sound accompaniment. If it fits the cart, but it's nothing new. I don't know about that. As fun as this game or any two-player race game could have been, I was disappointed. Weird. While building your own tracks is innovative, the handling and action just aren't there. Weird. For me, the only entertaining feature that stands out in this game is the setup and designing of the tracks. If the sheer thrill of speed is what you're after, this game isn't for you. That's funny. Let's see. Wow, this one... Okay, Andy did not like this one either. And... oh, damn. Ed didn't like it either. I mean, yeah, it looks like a 3D isometric type of view. Especially in this screenshot right here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what they were expecting. Wonder Boy in Monster World. Wow, the Sega continues this time on the saga continues. Oh, they were making a pun. All right, I'll give you points for that. But my energy is draining fast, so I may go ahead and stop it here. But it was nice to do this once again. Once again. Alright. I'll see y'all on Tuesday if there's anyone actually watching. Doubt it. Thursdays are usually quieter, and that's okay. This is more for the VOD crowd, I guess. something to fall asleep to. Either way, for the VOD watchers out there, thank you for watching all the way up until the end. Hopefully, you at least got some enjoyment out of it. I don't know, but around this time is when the suggested videos will pop up on screen, and to the left, top left, is a random suggestion by YouTube. Bottom left is a link to the playlist for the rest of this reading through Game Informer thing. These don't get updated as much, but I still like to do it. Either way, have a wonderful rest of your day or night, whichever time you happen to be watching this, and take care. Bye-bye, VOD watchers.